Siemano, witam serdecznie. Jesteście gotowi na premierę nowych kart graficznych i zobaczymy, jaka będzie rewolucja. E, siema, witam. Kurczę, wybaczcie, tak na ostatnią chwilę odpaliłem tego live'a. Kiedy się odpali live AMD? Ja tak patrzę i nie widzę. Cisza, spokój. Bez żadnej muzyki. Strasznie jestem ciekaw. Siemanko. Witam. No kurczę, jestem ciekaw, co pokażą. Wydaje mi się, że mogą być lepsze te karty niż te, które pokazała Nvidia, delikatnie. Natomiast bardzo mnie intryguje, czy będą jakieś super duper uber technologie pokazane. Więc na to mocno czekam. Kurczę, ile ludzi na live mają? Ja pierdzielę. 10 000 tak szybko nagle wskoczyło. Fajnie to wygląda. Siema, witam. Czad. Siema, witam serdecznie. Siemaneczko. Siema. Witam. Znaczy, wydaje mi się, że część ludzi zrezygnuje z RTX 3080 i poleci w AMD, bo będą bardziej dostępne, chociaż też będą problemy pewnie z dostępnością, bo jednak wiele ludzi chce sobie pograć przed premierą Cyberpunka, no ale z takim tym. Dobra, lecimy. Jest. Ważne. Mega ważne. Ła. No to mamy RDNA2. Jakie piksele fajne. AMD nie umie streamować, jak mi przykro. A, codziennie stream, siema. Rift Breaker, kurde, jaka rozpierducha. No to się zaraz poznasz. World of Warcraft jestem przez AMD. Wspierany? No proszę. Siema, witam. Tak, Cyberpunk, no nie. Co ty? Nvidia z Redami współpracuje. No dobra, dzień dobry, Liza. Witam.
Welcome everyone. Thank you all for joining us today for this second half of our next-gen PC platform launch. I loved seeing all of your excitement when we introduced the Ryzen 5000 series a few weeks ago.
Proszę.
It was actually the most watched launch video in AMD history. And I must say, we're very proud of what Zen 3 brings to gamers. But today is all about Big Navi. I'm really excited to show you the new RDNA2 architecture and our full stack of Radeon RX 6000 series products. As you know, we brought the first generation of RDNA architecture to market in 2019 with the Radeon RX 5700 XT. And with the combined launch of the 5700 XT and the Ryzen 3000 series, AMD became the first company to introduce a high-performance CPU and GPU together. And we delivered a winning combination of computing and gaming performance, including CPU and GPU of the year in 2019.
Tłumacz na żywo.
Now, 2020 is really the year of the gamer. I know many of you can't wait to get
Rok
your hands
gracza.
on the next-gen console.
Koronawirus w
Whether
ogóle.
it's the Microsoft Xbox Series X and Series S or the Sony PlayStation 5, we are so proud.
No jarają się, że mają konsole nowe, puszczają nowe procesory, nowe
Which is
karty
why we
graficzne w
like to
skrócie.
say that AMD is where gaming begins. Now, earlier this month, I showed you our new AMD Ryzen 5000 series, the world's best gaming processor. Our next-gen Ryzen processor combines absolute performance leadership in single-threaded performance, gaming, and creative workloads with leadership performance per watt. And for millions
jest
of you,
grzybek.
it's a drop-in upgrade to your existing AM4 motherboard. Now, as successful as we've been with Ryzen, many of you have asked us to compete at the highest end of gaming GPUs as well. And today, we're ready to show you exactly what we've been working on. I'm so excited to show you
Nie
the
dostałem
Radeon RX
kiwem.
6000 series. It's absolutely the most powerful gaming GPU we've ever built. I think you'll be pretty pleased with what you see. I often talk about the fact that we're on a journey, and we are on a journey. Just like with our Zen CPU architecture, we're on a multi-year journey in GPUs with our RDNA architecture. We designed RDNA specifically for gaming, and our first-gen RDNA products delivered 50% better performance per watt over our GCN architecture. We wanted to take another big step with RDNA2 and deliver another 50% generational
Kolejny skok
per
50%.
watt. And with RDNA2, we also set the very ambitious goal to deliver leadership gaming performance. And now I'm very happy to show you for the first time
Uwaga.
Navi. This is the chip at the heart of our high-end Radeon RX 6000 series. 26.8 billion transistors built with leading-edge 7-nanometer process technology. Big Navi is our first product powered by RDNA2. We have made incredible progress on the architectural front. And now let me turn it over to AMD fellow Laura Smith to give you more details on the architecture.
Thank you, Lisa.
O,
Our graphics architecture roadmap has a clear goal: gaming leadership across the ecosystem. The GCN was a great architecture, but we knew we needed to rethink graphics and build the best engine for the future.
Świetna
We
była
wanted to
architektura.
build a set of technologies that game developers could use across all platforms. The first major step was RDNA, introduced last year. RDNA was a new architecture and used a 7-nanometer process node, which helped us with the large initial gains. We committed to you that our engineers had plans in the works for RDNA2, and we would be back quickly with another significant
Wszystko
improvement.
wiem.
By combining our expertise in CPU design, deep gaming history, and broad ecosystem partnerships, RDNA2 is built to be the gaming architecture for all gamers across console, PC, and beyond. We had some very ambitious goals with RDNA2. Significantly higher performance, 50% improvement in performance per watt, and new hardware features. Individually, each of these goals is challenging. When combined, they become extremely
Konkrety
difficult.
poproszę.
Because as you push performance, a natural side effect is more power. New features also mean more computation, further challenging both speed and power metrics. For RDNA2, we made significant gains in all these areas. The compute unit is the core of the architecture. We advanced all aspects of the compute unit design, leveraging techniques first developed in CPUs. We deployed pervasive fine-grained clock gating, reimagined the pipeline to aggressively maximize performance while minimizing data movement. In combination,
To
these
są
elements
pierdoły, no
make
chcemy
the compute
polepszyć
units
to, tamto, z RAM,
30%
to
more
konkret.
energy efficient, allowing them to be pushed faster.
Chcemy, żeby była lepsza i mniej zużywała prądu. Standard.
Into the chip. The amount of data more than doubles as we move from 1440p to 4K. The more efficient the memory subsystem is, the higher fidelity the images are, and the more you can push the frame rates. We took a new approach to solving this technical challenge for gaming
Klatki są
and
najważniejsze.
deployed a graphics-optimized, high-density, high-speed cache based on the Zen L3 cache. We call this the Infinity Cache. The Infinity Cache minimizes DRAM bottlenecks, latencies, and power consumption. Our specialized Infinity Cache, combined with a 256-bit G6
Dokładnie
interface,
masterkazuje.
delivers more
Ceny,
than
wydajność do
twice
tej premii.
the effective bandwidth of a traditional 384-bit G6 solution and at lower power consumption.
Jakieś tam technologie,
High
które są...
frequency is important for gaming performance. RDNA2 is built with custom libraries and high-speed design flows, maximizing frequency in 7-nanometer. With RDNA2, our silicon design and architectural improvements, we are able to deliver 30% faster frequencies in the
No
same
to wiemy.
7-nanometer
Wiemy, że więcej
process node.
megaherców jest
Pulling
na
all this
RDNA2.
together, the RDNA2
2400 nawet.
architecture
To już słyszałem z
beats
lików.
our aggressive performance per watt goal, achieving 54%. With RDNA2, we also focused on bringing new hardware features into the architecture. We partner closely with Microsoft on DirectX 12 Ultimate features,
Wcale nie robi
including
nic. Dałoby się, kurde,
DirectX
dużo
ray tracing,
fajnie poprowadzić
variable
takie
rate
rzeczy.
shading, mesh shaders, and sampler feedback. RDNA2 will also support Microsoft Direct Storage API. We're excited about this new API that will enhance the gaming experience by significantly reducing game asset load times from large SSDs. We compared the performance of RDNA2 to our prior generation, and when we put it all together, on average, RDNA2 delivers double the performance and with great power efficiency. We are so proud of what we've accomplished with
2 razy
RDNA2,
lepszy.
and we are
Okej.
not stopping. The team is executing to plan, RDNA2 is here, and the RDNA3 team is well into execution. Let me welcome Scott Herkelman to show RDNA2 in our new RX 6000 series products.
No dawaj, 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 dawaj. Dawaj to Grażynkę. Dawajcie mnie to. 3 wentylatorki.
Hello to all of the gamers tuning in, and welcome to our Radeon RX 6000 series product reveal. As a hardcore League of Legends and Borderlands 3 player and playing these games on our RX 6000 series over the past few weeks, I'm so excited and proud to be here with you today. Allow me to introduce you to our brand new AMD Radeon RX 6800 XT graphics card. The 6800 XT is purposefully designed to play all of your favorite AAA games at
Boost
4K
clock.
and below resolutions,
Wysoki.
and at the highest quality settings available.
Siema,
It
master.
comes with 72 compute units and runs with a game clock of over 2 gigahertz. This card features a 2.25 gigahertz boost clock that pushes
16
some of
giga,
the
bardzo
highest
fajnie.
frequencies we've ever achieved. All thanks to the incredible work done by our engineering team on the RDNA2 architecture. The 6800 XT will also feature 128 megabytes of Infinity Cache that is power efficient while driving the bandwidth needed for high resolution gaming. Paired with 16 gigabytes of blazing fast GDDR6 memory, you'll be ready for the most demanding high resolution games that you want to play. And
Teraz
we've
ci powiem,
delivered all
Grzybek.
of this incredible performance with a total board power of just 300 watts. As you can see, the 6800 XT not only delivers on 4K 60 frames per second, but in most cases, it overperforms. We've been maxing out all the settings in games like Battlefield 5, Borderlands 3, and Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and the performance has just been awesome to experience. Let's take a
Ja
look
mam na
at the
moim
6800
w Call of
XT
Duty
head
na
to
maksa
head against the latest
100
offering
klatek
from the
na ultra.
competition. Here, we compare their best API scores to our best API scores, the best versus the best. And as you can see, the 6800 XT trades blows and has some significant wins across a variety of titles. And it does all of this at less power consumption than the competition. For the 1440p gamers out there, we have some great results for you too. Over the last several years, more and more gamers have adopted 1440p monitors as their display of choice. Here are the same games we showed you before, running the same best versus best API scenario at 1440p resolution. I personally love seeing so many games running at over 100 frames per second with all of the settings maxed out. This is just an incredible amount of
Ja
performance.
myślę, że może być.
All in all, the
Ceny nie
6800
znamy.
XT is a fantastic choice for enthusiast gamers. We even have
Bardzo się
more
cieszę,
performance
że
we're
jest
delivering
lepszy
with
od
two very
niby
cool
od
features.
3080.
The first is a
Tych
one-click overclocking
statystykę.
button we've built into our Radeon software package that we call Rage Mode. Now, Rage Mode automatically takes advantage of the overclocking headroom built into your GPU to give you every bit of performance it has to offer. And the second is made possible because of the fact that only
Rage Mode.
AMD can deliver both high-performance processors and high-performance GPUs. We call this new feature AMD Smart Access Memory. AMD Smart Access Memory unlocks the greater amount of high-speed memory from the AMD Radeon RX 6000 series graphics cards to the AMD Ryzen 5000 series
Kuźwa.
processors, and it delivers additional levels of performance in games. Simply pair these components with our 500 series chipset motherboards, enable the setting in the BIOS, and the performance uplift becomes automatic. When you
Ciekawe, czy z
combine
Nvidią
AMD
działa.
Smart Access Memory with the one-click overclocking of Rage Mode, you'll get a boost in performance in many of the games you love. We're seeing up to a 13% performance increase, and that's before game developers begin to optimize for this new capability. Now,
Cwaniaczki.
we know a lot of you absolutely love frames per second performance just like us.
Strasznie mnie to ciekawi.
However, we can also improve the game experience by reducing latency. The differences of
Tym też się
milliseconds of
jarają,
latency
jak
in a
Nvidia.
competitive game can be the difference between a major win and a major loss. Last year, we pushed the industry to recognize there was a better way to provide competitive gamers with less latency from mouse click to the screen, giving competitive gamers who own the RX 5000 series a serious leg up on their competition. Today, we are pushing the boundaries again and further reducing latency in competitive games for
Będzie
even
co
better
testować,
results.
kurde, co?
Combining the latest implementation of Radeon anti-lag with the FreeSync monitor can reduce lag in your DX9 and in your DX11 games. In Fortnite, for example, gamers can realize up to 8 milliseconds of latency reduction by simply enabling this feature in Radeon software. More recently, we introduced
Dziękuję
Radeon
za suba.
Boost, a unique feature that's a step beyond anti-lag. For select games, Radeon Boost offers dynamic resolution in response to your mouse or controller inputs.
Czyli
leading to
robią to
higher
co
frame rates
Nvidia,
and
Reflex.
as a result, quicker
Polecieli w
responses
to.
to your input. Both Radeon Anti-Lag and Radeon Boost can be enabled via the Radeon software that comes with your graphics cards, and neither of them require a proprietary API or a game integration to provide latency-reducing benefits. As you can see, the combination of these technologies can contribute up to 37% latency reduction in highly competitive games like Fortnite running at 4K. Now, performance is king.
Brzmi bardzo
Let's
dobrze.
talk for a minute about how we are improving the visual experience as well. With full hardware support for DX12 Ultimate, the Radeon RX 6000 series is ready to enable ray tracing and variable rate shading in upcoming titles. We've also expanded our library of Fidelity FX features to work hand in hand with ray tracing, compute, and shader effects to enable the higher level of visual fidelity while ensuring high frame rates. For DX12 Ultimate, we've added an optimized denoiser for ray tracing effects and a variable rate shading algorithm that can adapt image quality based upon luminance and motion. We've also added a suite of compute-based effects to be used alongside ray tracing, like optimized screen space reflections and an optimized ambient occlusion. We're always looking to help developers with new initiatives and are already working on a super resolution feature to give gamers an
To dobre
option
wieści
for more
są,
performance when using ray tracing.
bo w konsolach też
As
jest
of
ray
today,
tracing w tych
our
nowych.
AMD Fidelity FX supported games list has grown to 35 titles using a variety of our features. So, let's take a look at some of these new features in an upcoming game with never before seen footage from Counterplay Studios and their fantastic game, Godfall. Godfall is a
Dla
brand
wybranych,
new
tak.
third-person perspective, next-generation looter slasher that challenges gamers to engage in high-impact melee combat as they hunt for loot, equip legendary armor, and defeat vicious enemies. Leveraging the latest DirectX 12 Ultimate API, Godfall features DirectX ray tracing,
Guzik widać
variable
przy
rate
tej
shading,
pikselozie, a
and
to jest
supports
maksymalne ich
Fidelity FX
źródło.
CAS
W
to deliver
720p nie wiem, co oni
incredible
myśleli.
levels of stunning fidelity. I
To jest
personally
max.
can't wait to play this game, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Now,
Ale lipa.
let's hear from a few more of our game developer partners about the work they've done with us on RDNA2 and what you can expect in their games coming soon.
Far Cry 6, yeah.
I'm here to talk about Far Cry 6 and some of the new technologies we've been collaborating with AMD on to make our game the most immersive and beautiful Far Cry ever. We've been working together to take full advantage of the new Radeon RX 6000 series and RDNA2 architecture for best possible experience. We've been very impressed by AMD's latest tech and joined forces to bring Fidelity FX CAS, DXR ray tracing, and variable rate shading to Far Cry 6.
We're using VRS Tier 2 to use a compute shader to generate a control texture which analyzes the luminance and gives us control at an 8x8 tile level as to what shader rate we're going to be using. This enables us to render much more quickly but keep the same quality level.
Czyżby zrobili coś a la DLSS?
We're excited to team up with great partners like AMD to bring some new features to World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is built on a custom engine using the DirectX 12 Ultimate API. Another great feature on the RX 6000 is DXR ray tracing. Here you can see ray tracing evident and how the shadows are interacting with your character. What you're seeing involves incredibly complex computations on the RX 6000. This is a level of realism that hasn't been possible until recently.
Jakie tam były różnice?
The RDNA2 architecture and the Radeon 6000 series allowed us to introduce some of the latest DirectX 12 Ultimate technologies into our engine. Real-time ray-traced shadows allow us to introduce additional shadow casting lights into the scene that provide much more immersion and detail into the world.
Over the next few weeks, developers of these incredible games will show never-before-seen gameplay with gorgeous graphics that use a combination of ray tracing and fidelity effects running on the Radeon RX 6000 series graphics cards. Be sure to check out AMD.com starting tomorrow to see more. I'm happy to announce that the Radeon RX 6800 XT will be available on November 18th, starting at $649. But we are not done yet. Today, we are also announcing the Radeon RX 6800 with 60 compute units, a 1.815 gigahertz game clock with a boost clock of over 2.1 gigahertz. It will feature the same 128 megabytes of Infinity cache and be available with 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory with a board power of just 250 watts. The Radeon RX 6800 is a fantastic entry into 4K gaming, delivering more performance than the 2080 Ti, which was launched at $999. The 6800 delivers over 60 frames per second in all of these games, giving you the confidence you need to step into the 4K gaming experience. That same great performance extends to 1440p resolution, where the RX 6800 tears through the latest games, delivering about 18% more performance than the 2080 Ti on average. The Radeon RX 6800 will be available to gamers starting at a price of $579 on November 18th. Now, let's bring back Lisa to wrap things up.
Ile 3070 kosztowało? Kurde, niezła cena, bardzo dobre ceny. Fajnie, bardzo mi się to podoba. Może będą odciski
AMD Radeon 6800 XT and 6800 deliver simply incredible 4K.
Malina, ale to jest raczej porównanie z 3070.
This is the power of RDNA2. And once we add the smart access memory technology, gamers can even get higher frames per second when pairing Radeon 6000 GPUs with Ryzen 5000 series. Now, I saw online that some of you were wondering which big Navi product we previewed during our Ryzen 5000 launch earlier this month. For the record, that was the 6800 XT. But you know, we always save the best for last, and I always get the most fun jobs. So today, that means I have one more GPU to show you. We didn't stop with the Radeon RX 6800 XT. We knew that the RDNA2 architecture could give gamers even more. I'm so excited to share with you for the very first time the AMD Radeon RX 6900 XT. Now, isn't this just absolutely gorgeous? And you'll see that it's actually relatively compact for all the performance that it delivers. It's actually the same size as our 6800 XT card. Our top-of-the-stack Radeon GPU is built for the ultimate in 4K gaming performance. The 6900 XT combines 80 compute units with a 2.25 gigahertz boost clock to deliver even more performance at the highest settings. With 16 gigabytes of graphics memory, the 6900 XT is ready for the most demanding next-gen games. And with the power efficiency of RDNA2, we've been able to deliver all of this with a total board power of 300 watts. Now, Laura showed you that we achieved a 54% generational improvement in perf per watt with the 6800
Kurde, nie mogę się doczekać testów.
With the 6900 XT, we improved things even more, hitting 65% more performance per watt over first-gen RDNA. I'm so proud of our engineers who worked incredibly hard to optimize every aspect of RDNA2 to achieve this performance. Now let's see how all of this translates to gaming performance. Running at 4K with the highest settings, the 6900 XT looks absolutely fantastic. It's extremely competitive across the board, consistently delivering high frame rates in your favorite games. Just take a look at the performance we see against the competition in Battlefield 5, Call of Duty, and Gears of War 5.
Coś mocniejszego niż 3090.
The smaller card form factor. Now, let's talk about price and availability. The AMD Radeon RX 6900 XT will be available on December
Ale i
8th,
tak,
starting at
dużo taniej
$999.
niż Nvidia.
You asked for AMD to bring the highest graphics performance to the gaming market, and we're doing just that. I hope you now feel that with the Ryzen 5000 series and the Radeon 6000 series, AMD is your best choice for your next generation PC
Ale
gaming.
dowaliła
Whether you want a game
AMD.
with
Ja
ultimate
pierdzielę, szok.
performance in AAA titles at
Wyskoczyły
4K
maksy do góry za
resolution,
chwilę.
or you're an esports fan who needs incredibly high frame rates and responsiveness, across the board for every gamer at every price, AMD has the CPU and GPU combination for you. So I hope you're as excited as we are. We can't wait to get these products in your hands. So look for the Ryzen 5000 series starting November 5th, the Radeon RX 6800 series starting November 18th, and the Radeon RX 6900 XT starting December 8th. To wrap up here,
Po
this has
cyberpunku.
been quite a journey for us. And I'm incredibly proud of our CPU and GPU teams who have worked years
Będzie się
for
działo i
this
to
moment.
srogo.
AMD is delivering the best to the industry. We want to thank all of you for your passion and enthusiasm and for
Jakie
always pushing us to be the
przekopali
best.
Nvidia. Ale ja myślę, że tam były testy bez DLSS-a. Coś tak mi się wydaje. Ale zobaczymy. Strasznie się, kurde, tam porobiło fajnie. Przed cyberpunkiem? To którego jest cyberpunk? 90? Tam 12? Nie pamiętam. Jak to wygląda. Kurde. No powiem wam, że robi wrażenie. Robi wrażenie i to srogo robi wrażenie, ten pokaz. 8 grudnia, okej. Ale bardzo mnie to cieszy. AMD wygrało w tym roku. Myślisz, Master, że to chodzi o AMD? Nie wiem, czy to chodzi o AMD. Może? Kurczę, ale jaja. No powiem wam, że kurde teraz dostała knockout totalny dostała Nvidia. Na pewno akcje im spadają teraz. Zwłaszcza przez ten skandal związany z dostępnością kart. Ceny możliwe, że spadną. Natomiast no ja miałem takie właśnie przeczucie, że może AMD coś wypuścić mocniejszego, dlatego że ta 3090 nie była dostatecznie mocna. Ona była takim, kurczę, właśnie ja się na 3090 nie zdecydowałem z tego względu, że no cena kosmiczna, a jednak ten wzrost parę procent to był nic. Tak, dokładnie. Sterowniki. Mimo wszystko, znaczy, powiem tak, FPS-y może mieć AMD większe, nie ma problemu, jak najbardziej. Cieszę się, że ma większe. Ludzie polecą teraz bardziej na AMD, oby nie polecieć aż za bardzo, żeby Nvidia za bardzo nie dostała, natomiast mam nadzieję, że ceny się zmniejszą, spadną te ceny i będzie mogła Nvidia wypuści nowe karty graficzne jakieś mocniejsze. Więc mam nadzieję, że teraz będzie taka przepychanka cenowo-mocowa, bo jednak no Nvidia tutaj chyba przegrała, ale nie byłbym taki pewien, tak w pełni. Kurczę, nieźle, naprawdę jestem w szoku. To znaczy, znakoutowali mnie tą ostatnią kartą na koniec. Tego się nie spodziewałem, że aż tak dojadą. Natomiast tak, dokładnie. Trzeba poczekać oczywiście na testy. Zdecydowanie. Ja tylko trochę ubolewam, że nie będę mógł z procesora AMD, bo ja będę brał tego AMD-ka. Procek. No nie będę mógł pożenić raczej z kartą i wątpię, żeby to się z Nvidią udało. Gdzie gameplay w Far Cry? Nie wiem. Tak tylko na chwilę pokazali, no ale bardzo szybki pokaz. W niecałe pół godziny, tak myślałem, że tak się zmieszczą. No i tyle. Dobra. No ja się bardzo cieszę, że pobili Nvidię, natomiast mówię, no tak jak powiedziałeś, sterownikami, ciekawe jak z DLSS-em będzie w ogóle. Jestem strasznie ciekaw, jak to wyjdzie w tych wszystkich testach i jak wyjdzie też z tym lagiem, input lagiem. Bardzo jestem ciekawy, jak te testy wyjdą. Takiego sprzętu nie mam, tylko kilka osób na świecie, więc zobaczymy. Było, powiedzieli tylko chwilę. A, wyrobili się nieźle. Tak, 3090 była za 1500. Także zobaczymy. Dobra, trzymajcie się, dużo otuchi, kurczę, i lecimy dalej, czekamy na jakieś testy i tak dalej. Ja pewnie nie dostanę tak szybko karty. Najpierw Edyta dostanie, a później ja. No, jestem ciekawy, jak to będzie. Zmykam, robić obiad dalej, trzymajcie się, do jutra, do live'a, hejo, pa pa.